have to make.
It's kind of hard to take.
I have to make it.
It's kind of hard.
You want to hear Geno talking about me again? Geno Disconte from In Hot Water. This, I'm not kidding, this is about the 7th time that Geno from In Hot Water has talked about us. I hope you're caught up on these. Somebody should make a super cut at this point. They think they're doing a bit. I'm going to blow this whole thing wide open today. Here's another instance of Geno talking about the great Mike David again. So insulting. This would be like if I badmouthed the Pope. It's just sacrilegious at this point. But Greg Butera, he watched In Hot Water so that we don't have to. And this comes from an episode of In Hot Water. You've got Aaron Berg on Skype. He couldn't make it in today. He was doing too much butt flexing, the butt munch. You got Geno Disconte sitting there thinking he's cool. And you've got some other guests who I've never seen before. And people are getting sick to death of this bit at this point. I don't know if they're doing a bit, but on Christmas, I made fun of the compound Christmas party because I said, yeah, they probably brought him out to some cheap shithole, which they did. They probably made it family style, which they did to save costs. And they probably had to split a filet amongst 9 people, which they did. And I have more information about this. Remember, my joke was they split a filet amongst 9 people. I was wrong. They split a marinated sirloin cut into a filet shape amongst 9 people. I talked to the restaurant. They don't serve filet. They serve heavily marinated sirloin, and they tell people it's filet.
It was already cut into bite-sized pieces.
Yeah,
it just
stew
says
meat.
Filet on the menu.
It says filet, and when you get it, it's stew meat chunks that they've marinated in vinegar for 38 days to get it as tender as filet, but that doesn't make it good. It's fall apart, yeah, but it's also full of shit. So they split a marinated sirloin thinking it was filet because it was cut in tiny circles. So that's true. Spread the word. Tell everyone they don't have filet money. They have $7 sirloin money. And by the way, I don't eat sirloin. That is jerk meat to me. You know what's good for sirloin using it for? Nothing. It's cheap. I'm sorry. That is out of control. It's out of control. And you need to stand up to me and stop me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time I say that word, I want you to put $1 into the swear jar because the N word is a big swear. And at the end of the month, I wanted you to take
Every time you say it, I get to order whatever I want online.
Every time I say it, you put $1 into the swear jar. At the end of the month, you take that money and you try to use it to get out of here, to start a new life. But then you know what? I show up and go, oh no, I'm sorry, sir. This is a misunderstanding. Come with me. And I drag you away from the counter before you're able to buy that ticket.
Fine.
Here we go. This is Greg Butera. He says, I don't even know what to say anymore. And our listeners are sick, but I have, don't worry, Mike, I've got a plan. You know how scared our listeners would be if I didn't have a plan? I have a plan. So check this out. This is brand new from the show In Hot Water. It's on Compound Media. They get about 235 views per ep. 235 views per ep is what this show gets. Take it from me. Tell everyone. I'm going to full screen this. And here they are. It's Aaron Berg, someone that we don't know, and Geno. Let's listen.
So we're going to Chicago, March 7th. And I would love, if we get to stop by, what's his name? Red Bar Show. That'd be dream come true. That'd be like visiting Mecca for me.
We really,
So here it is, and this is the 3rd time they've said it. They brought up this filet splitting many times. They're going to bring it up again, but they're talking about they're coming to Chicago. Big whoop. I go to Chicago all the time. So they're going, yeah, we're in Chicago. We should come see him. Yeah, because you know what? When you're like a podcaster, comedian, you should really like take advantage of everyone. What kind of childish thing is this? And I'll tell you why it's childish. Only a child who doesn't really travel much starts thinking about who they know in that city when they're traveling to it. So you've got Geno and Aaron Berg coming to Chicago, and they're like, oh, I know someone from Chicago. We should visit him. That's beginner's shit. Real travelers, they go to a city, they're not thinking, oh, I know people in the city. I should hook up with them. No. Like, go to the city. Act like you've been here before. But Geno and Aaron they've only traveled like 6 times in their whole adult life without their parents. And even when they had their parents, they weren't allowed to travel unless it was in the backseat of a car to that Coney Island or something like that, where Geno gets to split a hot dog with his 6 brothers. So this is beginner shit, where you start fantasizing about all the people you know in the city that you're traveling to. When Jules and I go to a city, we're not thinking about, oh my God, wait, I have a listener who lives there. Maybe I should hook up with. Yeah, people live in other cities. Beginner stuff. So let's watch this again. However, I have what's called a plan. So let's see what they say.
So we're going to Chicago, March 7th, and I would love if we get to stop by. What's his name? Red Bar Show. That'd be dream come true. That'd be like visiting Mecca for me.
We really, the guy never leaves his house. Like, don't you think? Like, isn't it?
Who's this?
This guy, Red Bar. He's a fucking podcaster out of Chicago.
Daddy, you gotta.
I'm a fucking podcaster. I'm a fucking podcaster. He's a fucking podcaster. This is baby podcaster. He's always whining, complaining about the comedians. He's a fucking podcaster.
He's hilarious. He's great.
Oh,
he's fantastic.
But
he's hilarious. He's great. Now, I'm starting to believe Aaron. I really am. Wait till you hear what he says about me here.
Like, isn't it?
Who's this?
This guy, Red Bar. He's a fucking podcaster out of Chicago.
Daddy, you gotta. He's hilarious. He's great. He's fantastic.
But I feel bad for the guy because he spends his life.
I want to go there.
Watching other podcasts, and he never goes anywhere. Like, we go to Chicago, we go to PA, we've been to LA and shit. Like, we tour.
Yeah.
It's a tour. So, okay, in defense of this, which I never do, he says he never goes on tour. He never goes anywhere. Right now, I'm announcing Red Bar will be on a 99-city tour. We're coming to every city in the United States starting next month. Okay? Starting with Honolulu, Hawaii. We're on a 99-city tour. So there's that. There's that put to bed.
Yep.
He's going on tour now.
Have lives.
I bet he doesn't want to go anywhere.
He doesn't. He just wants to sit in his place, watch other podcasts.
Can we go there and do the show if he invites us?
What's that?
And this is the 3rd time Aaron's brought it up. Should we go there and do the show if he invites us? Because in their world, in a comedian's world, if you go to a city and you know someone who does a podcast, you must get every click out of it. You must squeeze every drip of sweat out of the sponge and take advantage of your trip and do all the podcasts there. So in their mind, that's what you do. And you know what? I have a plan. So let's hear this again.
Doesn't want to go anywhere.
He doesn't. He just wants to sit in his place, watch other podcasts.
Can we go there and do the show if he invites us?
What's that?
If he invites us, can we go do the show?
Why wouldn't we? I think
Okay.
it'd be...
Well, you got
you're
to clear
scared.
with his mom, no?
Yeah.
Because you're scared. Why wouldn't we? Geno says while picking at all his cuticles. And they're not very cute. Geno, are you scared to come on Red Bar? I have a plan. Watch this. I think Geno's scared. I think Aaron knows he could handle it. Aaron knows that me and him are more similar than we are different. Geno knows he might get wrecked. So I think Geno's a little scared to come on Red Bar. But I'm going to tell you my plan. Let's hear them out, and then I'm going to tell you my plan here.
I think
Okay.
it'd be...
Well, you got to clear with his mom, no?
Yeah.
I don't think he lives with his mom. He's married. He has a wife.
You got to clear it with his mom. And then Aaron goes, it's not really the right kind of slam for this guy. He's kind of like, if anything, we live with our moms because we're poorer than him. So watch this. This guy tries to slam me.
Wait. I think
Okay.
it'd be...
Well, you got to clear with his mom, no?
Yeah.
I don't think he lives with his mom. He's married. He has a wife or something.
The lovely...
I'm going to look into it, and
the
if we
lovely
can make
Jules
it
have
work,
some pictures
I
if
would
you'd
love
like
to go on
see
the
them. I
show.
would. Okay.
He would like to go on the
They're my
show.
phone. They were sent by...
And you know what we should do? We should take a fillet and split it.
7 ways.
Here's the fillet.
He has pictures
because
of
I
me
saw
on
the
his
fillet
phone.
bit.
Yeah, that's what he said. Pictures of you.
Cool.
Well, who cares? We were going to start an Instagram account for you to show your booty off.
Was my plan.
Would you guys pay for that like a patron? It's $15 a month. You get to see Jules open crack.
But that's it.
Because you should see her crack. It's pure, it's like a doll. Pure white crack.
Thank you.
No brown stain. When you open the crack, you could stare right into it. I want to do a crack page about you. Jules_crack. And it's just pictures of you spreading your top crack. All
I'm
access.
in. I'm
Okay,
in.
let's hear this. Let's hear this, though. Remember, I have a plan. Listen to this.
Remember you got the filet at the company Christmas party and they split it 7 ways, but then you went on the show and lied and said we each got our own filet?
Yeah, because we split one filet 7 ways. Dude, I saw it.
I'm sorry. I love the show. I love watching it. The Brad Williams coverage on that show last week was phenomenal.
Okay, so he is watching the show. He's watching it. You remember what I said about Brad Williams, and I threw Aaron a bone on that last show. So he's actually watching every ep now. We got these guys watching every ep, and spoiler alert, they're not doing a Red Bar segment, so they don't need to watch it for rehearsals. They actually just like the show, but I have a plan. Let's hear the rest of this out.
The Brad Williams coverage on that show last week was phenomenal.
What do you
Nowhere
think about
else had that level of Brad Williams coverage.
What do you
great.
think about his apology? Do you believe
Shut
it?
up.
No, I think that he fucked that girl with Carlos Mencia.
So that is the weirdest thing, because he just straight up goes, "Hey, everybody, I lied," and everybody's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Just like that's it? Like everybody just believes you?
Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, you should come over to Mike David's house, give him some cash. Because I came up with this whole thing.
No, that is the weirdest thing, because he just straight up goes, "Hey, everybody, I lied," and everybody's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Just like that's it? Like everybody just believes you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is the 7th time they've mentioned they're coming to Chicago, they're splitting fillets, they want to be on Red Bar. Okay. Well, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. This is 100% real. And if Geno doesn't come on this show after my real invitation right here, then you could count on him for being a pussy for life. They're coming to Chicago, right? Now, I haven't talked to them. This is it. You're seeing me. I'm looking you right in the eye. Here is an open invitation to come on Red Bar. I'm accepting. There is no walking this back, Geno. You and Aaron, when you're here in Chicago, email me. Let's set up a time. You're on. Now, if they back out, then this is all for nothing and you're just talking trash. You're too afraid to sit down with the D, which is my new, that's what I'm calling myself, the D.
I like it.
The David. You either come on this show or you're going to look like pussies to everyone. Get in contact with me, Aaron, because I'll work with Aaron. Geno, probably it's too sensitive. I'll work with Aaron. We'll set up a time. Now, the only thing I was thinking is, well, you know what? We'll discuss that later. But I am 100% game. Geno and Aaron, when you're in Chicago, hit me up. Let's settle this right now. You're coming on the show. If you don't come on the show, you're scared of Mike. Do you really want that to be out there in the world? Wow, Geno and Aaron, they talked, for weeks. Oh, let's go on the show. Mike invited them. They didn't show up. Wow, what pussies. So there it is. You're on the show. You're going to sit here for 3 hours. Okay? Somebody tell him and have him email me. I'll set it up. We'll set the whole thing up. You'll be sitting right here across from me, the two of you, and we will we'll talk about whatever I please. How about that? Huh? I hope they're not too scared. I hope they're not too scared. All right, I thought that was a great segment, because it's like enough of them trying to...
And they say we talk about the same things all the time, for God's sake.
Why don't you guys get some content and come on my show? Okay. Keep the cop no likey. I'm scared. People are saying this is amazing. Mike teaches JavaScript to African... they said refugees. I'm going to say every African I teach JavaScript to.
Geno is flat broke. Geno ain't got no money. Flat broke. He's always looking so damn crummy. Flat broke Geno. Ain't nobody think he's funny. He can't move out of the projects 'cause Geno is flat broke.